Hi, my name is Grace Baroni, and welcome to Conversations with the ERC5. Today, I am so excited to have with me Emily Carlson from We Do Travel Right. Emily, welcome to the podcast.
I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I am beyond delighted. We've had so much fun just catching up.
Absolutely.
And learning a little bit about your journey, which I think is fascinating. So can you tell us, because you were in teaching first,
Yes.
and then you went on to owning your own travel agency. So let's start with that.
Absolutely. So I'm actually originally from Wilbraham, Mass. And I always wanted to go into teaching. I wanted to help people. I wanted to teach people. I wanted to change someone's life in some way. So that was always what I wanted to do. So I went to school, became a teacher, moved away for a little while. I went to school out in Rhode Island. And then, of course, home calls you back. So came back to Western Massachusetts and taught in schools that I went to as a kid. So I taught locally in Wilbraham. And then, I've always loved to travel, and my family has always been into traveling. We like to go places together. We had traditional trips that we would do. My aunt, who actually was a teacher in Springfield, she loved to travel as well and would take us on her adventures. So we went to places like Iceland and very unique destinations we would do together with our aunt. And I just have always loved traveling. So being a teacher definitely prepared me for planning my own trips, which I did. And then people kept saying to me, Emily, you're really good at this. You should plan other people's trips. And so I started Instagram called We Do Disney Right. And I started that in 2020. And I loved to write, and I loved to talk about travel and talk about different tips and tricks for traveling. And so fast forward, I joined a travel agency and kind of did that on the side. And then I ended up taking off some time from teaching because my parents were ill. So I took some time away to be present for them.
Yes.
And then I ended up opening my own travel agency in 2022. So I ended up leaving teaching. Sadly, it's always going to be a part of my heart and who I am. But I learned that I can use those skills like we were kind of talking about before, and they translate to other adventures that you have in your life. So now my adventure is a business owner and travel agency owner, and just loving being able to go and share that love with other people.
And I love that your journey took you to travel and brought you here to us, because it is. We take all the skill sets from everything that we do.
Absolutely.
And we just continue to grow and develop as we go.
Yeah.
And I love all of the wonderful things we've touched on. And I know we don't have enough time.
We've had our own podcast behind the scenes.
We started beforehand. And yes, you're going to help me with my trip to Portugal next year. You're
We do
going to plan
everything.
that. Our girls only event. But now that I've said that, you just said something fabulous. And then we can talk about Disney.
Sure.
But I was telling you how my grandson really liked Disney.
Yes.
And so now we think we need to go back there every year, but I really want to go to Portugal. And then you offered a fabulous suggestion.
Yeah.
Can you share that?
Sure.
Because I didn't realize that was an option.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, Emily is so amazing.
Absolutely. I think that it's really important to, when someone does use a travel agent, is to make sure that you are connected with someone that treats it like they're your friend, and they just want to hear from you so they can really understand what you might need, what kind of traveler you are, because not every person travels the same way.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's completely okay. But it's important to have discussions to kind of figure out what type of trip would match whoever it is that you're talking to. So you were saying Disney, but then you were saying Portugal. So of course there's different things that you could do to meet in the middle. You can always cruise. You can always do an Adventures by Disney, which is a tour situation where you're going on adventure in Portugal, and you still have the Disney feel, the excitement, the really authentic experience in the area, but it's not how you would think of the Disney parks. So it's a different type of experience. It's more intimate, learning about the culture, and they have trips like that all over the world. But there's so many different types of adventures that people can go on that it's really nice to kind of have conversations with people so you figure out what they might want to do and kind of go from there.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, this incorporates the best of both, because as you did as a child, you traveled with your family.
Yes.
And I think that's a wonderful way to experience the world and the different cultures and learn more about everyone.
Yeah.
And so I want to travel with my grandkids and with my kids, and we have a great time. But sometimes it's like, oh, I don't think we can take the kids too. How could we make it more fun? And then you just had the perfect solution. It's
and
like
that's the what we like to do. So we like to try to problem solve and figure out how to make it a vacation for everybody. Because in a lot of situations, there's a lot of multi-generational trips. So people are going with grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever it might be. And to try to craft something that hits what everybody needs is really important when you're going on a trip with a group of people.
And most of us are traveling in groups.
Yes.
I'm always, it
best
seems,
way.
traveling in a group. And that's where I can't imagine not utilizing a travel agent, because I know I wouldn't think of all of these things. And we were talking about Disney and the strollers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
why would you need
Strollers
a
save
stroller
vacations.
kind of thing? But again, it's one of those tips. So tell us about Disney.
Sure.
And how you help us to put those things together so that we get those little tips. It may sound like, oh, we don't really need that. And then you get there and you think, this is the most valuable tip I received about my trip.
Absolutely. Well, I think that just starting off, what a lot of people don't know is that using a travel agent is totally free. And different vendors, all vendors, they build in the cost of using a travel agent into the price of the vacation. So if a person goes on a website and books a vacation on their own, it's the same price as if you did it through a travel agent. So the vendor ends up paying the travel agent to help the family.
They've already
plan their
accounted
vacation.
for that.
Absolutely. So I think it's important to put out there that this is a service that people are paying for, regardless if they use one or not. So it's really important. I stress, whether it be myself or anyone else, use a travel agent because they're getting paid to help you and they're really knowledgeable about what they do. So wanted to put that out there because I think a lot of people don't realize that. And I never realized that before and planned my own trips and thinking, oh, geez, I could have saved myself a lot of time, effort, and energy if I had somebody else do this for me, is important to know, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I just think I need someone to do this for me because there is so much involved with it. You know, when do I go? When should maybe I not be visiting a specific area?
Yes.
And what are the little pieces of information that you get from your travel agent about how to make it the most memorable trip?
So at We Do Travel Right, we are a collaborative group of people. A lot of us are former educators, so I think that also helps.
Absolutely.
So there's no way that one person can be super knowledgeable about all the places that there are in the world. And that's why we work as a team. So We Do Travel Right because we work together. And when you are booking a trip with a travel agent, you are so good with getting all of that great information from a team of people. So if one person has a little tidbit that they want to share, they can throw that in there. So it's not like you're just working one-on-one with somebody. It's a whole team effort to make sure that everything is covered. If there is someone who wanted to book, say, an Alaskan cruise, there are certain agents that are really, really well versed in those types of vacations because they've done it themselves. So they would kind of head the project on, and then you would have lots of support from other people that have other things that they're really good at in assisting, like creating itineraries or, mapping out a whole plan for a family if that's something that they wanted to do. So it's a team effort, and we really try to make sure that we have a well-rounded group. So if somebody wanted to go to Portugal, say, for example, that you would have someone who is an expert in that area, and you could feel comfortable and confident with knowing that you've got a pro in your corner.
Right. Because I'll just speak for myself.
Yes.
But if I'm hopping on that jet and taking a 6-hour flight, I want to make sure that I cover every ounce of the area while I'm there and that I don't miss anything. And sometimes I can do my research, but I might miss something where a travel agent could say to me, you know what, Grace, as we get to talking, because that's what we did prior to coming on the air. We were talking about everything, and you had so many great and wonderful ideas. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Put that on my list. Because as I was sharing with you, when I was on your website, I absolutely love your tagline, and that is, life is short. Take a trip. I think those are like words we should all live by.
I agree.
Because we all work really hard, right?
Yeah.
And we have schedules and children that need to be here and there and all of this stuff. And sometimes we get lost in the fact that life is this beautiful adventure. So as you say, life is short. Take that trip. I love that.
Thank you. It actually comes from real life experience. So it's not something that is just a tagline that you say to try to acquire sales. This is something that is rooted deep inside of me. And hopefully it becomes something that other people are used to as well, and that use that as their mantra. So my mom used to be a college professor, and she taught at Stick. And I remember one time she came home and she was telling me, oh, one of my students, she's going to miss like 3 classes. And that's her number for the students done with the class. If you miss 3 classes, you're done. And she said, you know, I made a hard choice. And I said, never mind, I'm forgiving it. And I was like, Mom, how dare you? She's taking advantage of you. And she said, no. This student was explaining to my mom, they go on this family cruise every year. It is something that they have done since they were younger. Their grandmother was sick. She's getting older. Maybe it won't happen in the years to come. So my mom said, you know what, Emily, life is short. You got to take that trip. And that's kind of been just the mantra. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Going forward. So in the past few years, I lost my mom to pancreatic cancer. And then recently I lost my dad. He had dementia. So I think that now more than ever, it's really just very important. Like, life is short. If you want to take that trip with your family, you go do it. Whatever it takes, you try to make it happen, because you live one time, and you can always say, well, maybe tomorrow, but you just don't know. You don't know. So it's a real life cautionary tale where you really need to do the things that you want to do.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And you are so right. And I think that's going to become my mantra, because I really love it. And to your point, life is short. Take the trip. So for our audience at home that wants to take that trip, Emily, how can they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Well, you can come follow me over on Instagram. I'm a We Do Disney Right on Instagram, and also We Do Travel Right on Instagram for non-Disney stuff, because not everybody's a Disney person. And also our website, which is wedotravelright.com.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun. And I think we need to get together, because we need to plan some trips.
Lots of things to chat about.
And then we need to have you come back, and we'll share all the wonderful trips that we've been on. Emily, this was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us for Conversations with the ERC5. If you'd like to be the next guest here at Stonegate Studios in Wilbraham, go to our website, erc5.com, and you can sign up there.